several times and visit several countries. The first time I traveled to Africa, I was kind of taken aback because I was walking down a dirt road with other people, however, and I was in Senegal. One of the Senegalese woman ran up to me and said, "Welcome home, my sister. Welcome back home." And being African American and being over in Africa and being received that way really touched my heart. Because being African American, I know I have not ever felt a 100% sense of being welcome. I feel sometimes we as African Americans are tolerated. When you're in Africa, you're actually welcomed. So it's a different sense when you're there. It's a different sense to be in the majority. When you're walking, it's a sense of comfort. And I'm not saying that there is no violence, because there is. However, when I was in Ghana this past year, the whole time we were there, we never heard of any shooting or anything. Me being the inquisitive traveler, I asked the tour guide, "Do they not have much black-on-black violence here?" He looked at me as if I were crazy. He did. And he said, "Well, we fight, we fuss, we cuss," because we heard a lot of that. He said, "But the most abhorrent thing I can do is to hurt my brother." He also said something that shocked me. He said they don't have gun stores in Accra. The only one that carries guns are the military. Now, we saw a lot of military people as we were going through our tours, and they stop your bus, get on the bus, make sure you don't have anything. And then they go on, then they'll let you go ahead. But that was really something that we could bring back home, to realize and understand the worst thing you can do is to take your brother out. So another thing that really resonated with me when I was in Ghana, I asked them, "Where are the senior citizen homes? Where are the nursing homes?" Because you see old ladies out sweeping the dirt all day. The old people are working from sun up to sundown just like the young people. So I said, "Where are the nursing homes? Where are all of the old people?" Yet again, he looked at me like I was crazy. We don't have those. It is honor to take care of our elders. He said, if you pass a home and you see an elderly person, that home has honor. He said, it's just us giving back. And I know a lot of times we say we want to give back, we wish we could give back, they give back. We say, "Oh, I wish I could take care of grandma, but I have to work. I wish I could take care of granddad, but he needs medication, and I don't have the time to learn how to give him the medication." Sometimes you have to invest. They've invested in us, so I think it's a little cost to invest back into them. We owe it to them. We owe it to our senior citizens. So those are a couple of the points that I wanted to say on my personal questions. I do want to talk about, I don't know if any of you have heard about the year of return, the year of return, the year of return. Ghana is right now on a campaign, the year of return, 2019. That is to commemorate the 400 years that we have been in America, the Americas, not just here, since slavery. Slavery, the most noted case was 1619. So 2019, the 400 years we're commemorating. So they're saying, come back home. Even if Ghana is not your place of origin, Ghana is Africa, and they're saying, come back home. Come back to what's familiar. Come back to where you were. So they're really doing a really large campaign, the year of the return. And a couple of incentives on that campaign is the right of abode. The rights of abode gives the African American or any black throughout the diaspora, no matter where you find yourself, if you find yourself black, they're saying come back. And you have the rights of abode. And the rights of abode is where you won't need a visa. Because when you travel into Africa, many countries in Africa, you'll need a visa. You have to tell them, I'll be here for X amount of days. This is the purpose. This is when I'm leaving your country. I'm coming here to work, I'm coming here to school, because they want to know, is there a way of securing without the wall, like Trump's wall? Is there a way of securing, because they know who's coming in and out and for what purpose? So that's the visas. So right now, the rights of abode, if you are Black, anywhere throughout the diaspora, they're saying, come home, you will not need this visa. I have not looked into it in depth. I did look at it. They also have another thing that is dual citizenship. You can come and get a Ghanaian citizenship. When I did look into that, some countries will make you relinquish or let go of your citizenship. So if you're thinking about doing that, you may want to research that totally. Because even though I love Ghana, I don't know if I would want to go to Ghana and lose my American citizenship. You know, because I'll take America really right now over any other country. So that was the year of return, the rights of abode, dual citizenship. We're also going to talk about the door of no return. I don't know if any of you have heard of the door of no return. So in my travels to Senegal some years back, I visited the door of no return. I also visited the door of no return in Ghana. If you ever get a chance to go to Africa, please, please, please visit the door of no return, the slave dungeons. It is a very emotional time when you go there, because you can just, well, I know I did personally, envision myself 400 years ago going through what they went through, and it's really emotional. So I'm gonna go through the slides, and I'll talk on the slides a little more in depth about Ghana. If my assistant will start the slides for me, please.